Hi and welcome back. This is Steve at Bucks Coins and welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a Banknotes one, and the first one I have for you to look at is the first four that I have all been laminated, and they were given to me, or I managed to get them from a person who wanted to sell them for, I think it was £3 he wanted for them. And there's 3 10-shilling notes and a £1 note, an old £1 note. This is one of the 10 shillings. It's from JS Ford. These, I think I'll come out just a little bit. Zoom out just a little bit. There we go. It's JS Ford. These were issued between the 12th of October 1961 and the 13th of October 1969. And they ceased to be legal tender on the 22nd of the 11th 1970. On here we have the 10 shillings itself written. The T and E of the 10 are overlaying Britannia. It's a brownish red colour. You have the Queen on the right hand side, and you have the 10 shillings as a 10 and then shilling denotation in a scalloped edged circle, indicating the amount of what the note's value. On the reverse you have Britannia holding a laurel sprig, with 10 shillings written in normal script, and 2 roundels with 10 shillings in. So that's the first note. The second note and the third note are exactly the same type. They're both by L.K. O'Brien, which means to say they were issued between 1948 and 1960. These have Britannia seated on the top left hand side. The right hand side is a scalloped edged area with 10 shillings written in it. The signature is down the bottom there, and underneath Britannia you have 10 shillings in writing in old script. On the reverse is a floral design, or a leaf design as it's called, with the denomination of 10 shillings in 2 rounded areas that are in between the scalloped leaves. There is a watermark on this one, which is Minerva. And Minerva is, if you've not seen it before, a picture of her before, is a helmeted lady. It was also used as a Roman goddess when they were over here in the 4th century. The other note, exactly the same. So there's 2 of the same type of note. The third one is an old £1. It may look, and it looks extremely battered and bashed. Now the only reason I got this was issued, it has JB Page is a signature, is a cashier. These were issued between 1978 and 1984. Has a Queen on the obverse with Britannia in the bottom corner, in the bottom left hand corner. And on the back you have Isaac Newton, and the dates of Isaac Newton are here on the right hand side, which is 1642 to 1721. The important thing on this one, however, is, can you see there's a signature there? That signature is a certain goon by the name of Peter Sellers, and that's the reason why I took this note. It wasn't the actual note itself, although that's interesting. It's a bit battered and bashed, but with Peter Sellers' autograph on it, it made it something just a little bit special. those are the 3 UK notes that I've got. The rest of these are notes that I've picked up over a series of years. I need to get to the first 2 notes I have. Both come from the same country, and that country is Cambodia. The first is this one here. This shows a girl with a vessel on her head and normal scripting and scrolls around that tend to... You have the 3 signatories of the Banks of Cambodia and the people who are releasing it. On the back there is a farmers in a paddy field harvesting. You also get the denomination that we understand as written as 500. This is 500 reals. It was issued between 1972 and 1975. There is, on this side here, next to the girl, if you look through the watermark, is that of an elderly gentleman. If you actually see one of these notes and actually be able to handle it. And the man always faces in towards the note from the left hand side. You do have some masks of local deities on the reverse. As you look at the left hand side of the reverse of the note, it does have some deities, and on the bottom there is a frieze of people in different working at different jobs. I can't give you a better description than that, unfortunately, and I couldn't find the information out online when I did the research. The second one it says, where's it gone? Is 100 real, and that's this one here, or Sant real, 100 reals. And on the 100 reals there's a statue here of a god I believe, and it's Locust Svara. That's Lokecvara. On the reverse there is a longboat. These were issued between 1956 and 1972. And the watermark is of a Buddha, or a Buddhist in headdress, and it's on the left hand side of the note here, just before the statue. So those are 2 Cambodian notes. This next one had me confused for a while. And it had me confused because I didn't understand the Cyrillic writing. I thought for quite a while it was actually a Russian note, but the line there with the star above it, and also research showed me, is actually a 200, which we've got there, 200 leva, that's L-E-V-A. It's from 1951. It's Bulgarian by nature. The obverse here has workers in a field. The reverse, on the left hand side, as you look at the reverse, it shows the first communist leader, G.D. Nikolaev, of Mikolov is Mikaylov. On the opposite side of the note to him there is the Bulgarian emblem. The watermark seems to be two hands with a which is here, is two hands with an anchor behind it. So it's a note from 1951, the date being there, and it wasn't Russian as I thought, it was Bulgarian. Right, this next one he says trying to get the right one. This is 20,000 marks, Reichmark. It's issued by the Reich Bank in 1923. It is part of the notes that are issued by the Weimar Republic, which was in Germany between 1918 and 1933, just prior to Adolf Hitler taking over. So this particular one was issued at the height of the big crash that was going on in the 1920s, the Depression, and where they marked a lot of the notes and in some cases over scored them and put, instead of 2 Reichs, 200 Reichs, Reich marks and things like that. This one was a note that was minted just in the 1 year, 1923, for 20,000 mark. There isn't a watermark as such on this one. It's a note that's special to me because I do like collecting notes from Depression, not so much the Depression, but also from when there was hyperinflation going on and things like that, and seeing the difference and the sheer lack of quality in some cases of the actual paper that notes were printed on. It's nice to see that against what is now very professional printing and such like. But that's a 20,000 mark note, 1923. As far as I know, it's only in use that 1 year. I can't find anything to say that it was in use after that year. Now, the next one, before I go into the wartime notes that I have, I want to show you, is one, I think we all recognise the face of the leader there. It's 100 dinars. It's from Iraq. It shows the late President of Iraq, Saddam Hussein. It was issued in 1994. On the obverse here there is a depiction of a old fort at an old castle at Utrecht. That's AL-UKHETAER castle. It's an old Iraqi fort type castle. On the back, this is a representation of the Baghdad clock. There is, on the watermark, there is a watermark that is difficult to see, but it is of a falcon's head. So that's 100 dinar, 1994, with the Iraqi leader at the time, which was Saddam Hussein. Now, I've made in the past, I like notes that have something special about them, something different about them. And the ones prior to World War II and issued during World War II are particularly interesting to me, and this is one of them. This is a 20 mark from 1915. It's issued on the 4th of November 1915, and it shows two men with cornucopias of money across the top, and then there's the 20 in the centre. On the reverse there is a man and a woman. I've got to be very careful when I handle this note, because as you can see it is rather worn and not in very good shape at all, so excuse me if I put that away and don't spend too much time handling it. There you go, the 20 mark note. This other one, I couldn't get a plastic cover for that one. This one I do have a plastic cover for. This one is a 5 Renton mark. It was issued between 1923 and 1924. They were printed. This one has a date of 1926, the 2nd of January 1926, and this is when it was actually issued. On the front here, let's just get it out of this plastic wallet for a second so I can show you possibly clearly without it being like being bounced all over the place. It shows a young girl clutching what I believe is a loaf of bread. On the reverse there is a wheat sheaf. There is some form of watermark, but I can't make out quite what it is. Again, this is quite a fragile note and it's quite an old note, so I don't want to handle it any more than I am currently. Is issued, as I say, 1926, but it was printed in the early 20s, between 23 and 24. And the very last note I've got to show you today, and finishes off this one, is a large French note. It's 100 francs. There's 100 francs on the back. The back also holds a woman and their child, and opposite a man either side of the 100 franc. The difference and the reason why this one is a little bit more unique in collection terms is that there. It's the Nazi eagle clutching a swastika. This was was used in Nazi occupied France, which was not the Vichy France that was run from Lyon and the southern part of France, but was probably issued or possibly issued through the main office of the German occupying forces in Paris. It's got the swastika and it's got the information about it's from Berlin. The stamp is General, I can't quite read it all, but it's something like General, might be General Circulation or something like that, Berlin, or General Office Berlin. It was issued, let me just get me information. It was issued on the 14th of the 11th 1935, so it was issued just before, maybe 5 or 6 years before the Nazis occupied France. It's from the time of the Third Republic, which was 1870 to 1940, and on either side on this particular reverse, this is the reverse of it, it's got the Bank de France, and each side has got a woman and a child, either side of the main square that says it's 100 francs. But that note has been made special for me by that Nazi swastika being punched by the eagle. The note again is not of the very top quality. It has the corner missing there and it is ripped, but even so it's a note that I'm particularly happy to have, as it's one that's unusual and isn't in everybody's collection. Well, that's the last note in this particular video. I do hope you've liked the video. I think I've shown you a mixture of notes that there may be something for everybody. If you're having a hunt, I hope you are successful and find what you want. If you're buying some coins or notes, I hope you can get what you want for the money you want to pay. If you've liked this video of mine, and I do hope you have, please like and subscribe to the channel. And until we meet again on the next time, ta-ra for now, bye.